What's going on? What's going on, guys? I know it's been a while since I've done a video, and I do apologize about that. I've been real busy at school. Work hasn't been too much of a factor, but it's just been school. I'm in my last semester, so I'm doing senior projects and taking 6 classes to finish up my college, and then I graduate, and then I'm off into the real world. But if a flag comes in front of the camera, I'm terribly sorry about that. Flying both the thin blue line and the American flag, but of course I'm sitting on the ground and you're sitting on the back of my flag mount. But we're doing work on the Explorer today, and we're adding a 2-inch lift with these extending shackles. Basically, the whole process, I've taken this from a couple other people, but the basic thing is, get your truck chalked off up front. I got both one on each side, one on the back tire, one on the front side of the tire. I got the jack stand supporting the rear axle, then I've got 2 jack stands supporting back on the flat section of the frame before it curves up, so that I have a good mounting area to let the suspension hang down. But yeah, here's the shackles that I'm adding that are extending down. Here's the originals. Basically easy, just unbolt the bottom section of the section that connects to the leaf spring here, and then this connects up to the frame, and then that basically just pops out, and then this is where we are now. And basically I'm just getting everything ready so I can start lowering the suspension down to hopefully the lowest point on the axle. Hopefully I don't have to drop the tires, which it looks like I may have to with the amount of room I've got left. But you're gonna be mainly focused on me, or I'm gonna have the camera pointed up at the vehicle. But this is basically just gonna be a trial and error as we go. So if you guys are looking at lifting your vehicles that have leaf springs, this is the easiest way I found it. The truck already had a 2-inch lift on it previously. I added more leaf springs. The original, when I got the truck from my parents, it just had this one big 3-inch leaf spring here that stretched the whole length, and then I've gone and added 3 more leaf springs that I got from the junkyard off another Explorer. So then I added that raised it up, and then I added then I cranked the torsion bars up front to max there, so I got max height on that. And then of course the backside, yes, just getting over the rest of this cold I've had. I know all this flu's going around, but I had 2 less inches of height in the back, so I was looking a little bit of that pre-runner. The rear end was squatting a bit, so hopefully this will level out the truck a bit. Looking for hopefully a total from the ground to the fender of about 35 inches. Hopefully this will get me that extra 2 inches. I'm sitting at 30, it was like 33 1/4 in the back. So hopefully this will level out the truck, and we will have that level look, but also it'll look a little better, seeing as it won't be squat. It won't look like it has a load in the back. And then we're almost there. It looks like we got it. All you have to do is basically, once you get the suspension lowered, close up there, try setting you on my knee. Yeah, I'll just set you back here. Hopefully you guys can see it. Let me move that shackle out of the way. Basically, once you get it set up, just get the bolt started, get the suspension down, get the bolt started. And then started is the point of the day here. Once you get it started, then it's in there pretty easy. Then you take your supplied washer, you stick this on the other end, drop that, stick the washer on, and then the nut, and then we'll get them hand tight first, and then I will come back through And then of course we'll go to the other side. We'll do the same thing over on this side. So of course, like I said, you get your shackle link extender in position with the sway bar, or not sway bar, sway bar, leaf spring. And then make sure that you have your nut and washer ready to go. A little bit of grease in there would probably help, just so that it slides. But if you get it in the, I call the sweet spot, come on, tighten down. If you get the suspension in the sweet spot, then it'll go straight through. So then you take your, that is too big. And that's another thing to note, is coming from the original shackle bolts, they are let me find the size on these, or at least on my Explorer. It may be different for other people's, but I think all the Explorers are going to be the same. To take the bolts off on each one, it's a 13/16, and then for these new bolts, it's a 3/4 inch. At least I'm hoping that's the right size. Yes, it is. That is the right size. So then it's both for both top and bottom. Now I put mine in. Flag's in my way now. I put mine in opposite side, so the bolts are not on the same side. So I got the bolt and locking washer here, and on the top I got the bolt and locking washer on the other side. So this is on the right side, and then the other side on the top one, it's on the left. And then I'll get them a little more hand tightened on each side. Spin you guys around. So like I said, this side is, we're looking at both sides. The nut and locking washer are both pointed inward, and the top one, I did it backwards. I messed myself up. Well, I'm going to loosen it and I'm going to correct it. Actually, no, I'm going to keep, yeah, I'm going to loosen the top one. It's a preference. I like to make sure that each one is locked in there, that there's no way anything can come out, loosen, or nothing. But hopefully this bolt will come out. And it, come on, there we go. So I'm gonna put it in the opposite direction, the way I had it. And some of these it's just by feel. Gotta when you're feeding the bolt through, it's all by feel on how the bolt's going through the bushing mount, at least on my truck. But yeah, this is, I thought this was going to be way more complicated. I did some viewing. I watched other people's YouTube on how to do it, and then of course kind of merged a lot of it together. I've seen some people, they throw, easiest way is just to throw the vehicle up on a frame lift and then just have control of the axle, and then you can adjust it when you're doing the drop. But if you don't have access to the frame lift, which is I'm making this video is to how to do it, you just, like I said, get it up on jack stands and then you go from there. So now that everything is relatively hand tight, I'm gonna load up the leaf springs now. So I'm gonna get it off the jack stands on the axle, and so that there's a little bit of weight. Basically what you want to do is you want to figure out when the jack stands start to pick up off the axle, and that'll tell you when you can tighten these things all the way down, because you want a little bit of a load so that when you go to tighten these, they're nice and tight and snug. Or you could do it when the truck is down on the ground. That is loosening. And now I will change out the bolt on my torque wrench. It's amazing that each bolt is one size down from the next. On the shackle one, on the shackles for the stock stuff, was the biggest socket I had was a 7/8 to get this side to hold it so that I could break it loose. And then now that the shackles are on, the biggest one's no longer needed, and to put the new, to cover up the side that does not have the bolt and everything, I got to go back down to my 3/16. And you got to make sure that you stay on there. And then I will do the final torque down when it comes. I'm just getting them now a little bit further than hand tight. Getting them more snug so that when we go to do the final torque, in which I believe it's anywhere between, I've seen it's anywhere between 74, 75 foot-pounds all the way up to 115. So I'm gonna do somewhere in the middle. I'm gonna do about a 90. I'm gonna do about a 90-pound crank on it, so that and of course I'm doing this by feel. So now that we got everything tightened, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, we will now have a 2-inch higher, at least in the rear section of the truck, a 2-inch higher vehicle. So I'm going to get it fully jacked up. Hi. Hey. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Our local campus security. Our local campus security is a set of actual police officers that are here to help keep the campus safe. So I expected eventually someone to come by and ask me, but it's no problem. So now that I got the truck completely off the jack stands, I can now lower the truck all the way. I am loosening and tightening the jack up. Gotta make sure all that stuff is tight. Alright, that's good. So as you can see now, we have a much beefier, I wouldn't say beefier, but now more higher end on the frame. So now I'm going to set everything to my wonderful 90-ish foot-pounds and tighten up all the bolts, and we will have this project done in however long. Well, the project's now done. It's just I'm doing all the final tightenings of bolts. There's 90. Now, I mean, of course, I'm settling on 90 because that's, like I said, that's the rough area that I've seen on how tight. There's 90. Nothing's squishing, nothing's bending. So I'd say this project is really easy. So bust my knee. Really easy and simple. You can probably do this in your backyard. I just happen to be choosing to do it here in a parking lot at my school because it's the only place that is flat ground. But I guess let me get the tape measure and we will see what our new height is. So like I said, in the front we were going for, in the front we had a measurement of, we're 34.25, and in the backs we are, we'll call it 35, so a 2-inch, we'll call it, yeah, 35, so it's a 2-inch gain over just adding a set of leaf springs to the back of the truck and raising the truck up from there. So I definitely got some more videos coming out in the future. We got some car reviews coming. The dealership finally got some Eco Sports is what they want to call them, but I'm still going to call them Eco Sports because that's just how they are. And that's what it says on it. If you look at how the wording is, it's called Eco Sport. So I'm going to finish up here, and I'll catch you guys next time. Like, subscribe. Now that YouTube has gone into their whole new monetization thing, of course, because my channel is very small, I can no longer monetize the content until I hit the 1,000 subscriber mark. So until then, I'm just gonna have to keep plugging away at it. Just keep going. Hopefully I'll hit that one day. It may take a year, hopefully it doesn't. And even though in previous videos that I've hopefully sometime this year I'll be getting my new truck, that may or may happen until the beginning of 19, because looking at it, the Ford Ranger has the new Raptor variant, and if the Raptor variant of the Ranger comes to America, then that will be the vehicle choice that I'm going to get, just because of cost and whatnot, over just an F-150. The cost of it is just, looking at the truck that I want, is for my first truck, is right at like $50,000, and if the Ranger top of the line limited, or not limited, Lariat is like, say, $40,000, then I save myself $10,000, and I'll take less time to pay it off. But if they do come out with the Raptor variant, then I'm gonna look at what it costs to get a Raptor variant of a Ranger, and that may be my first truck. But looking at it, and I was going over with my father, I don't tow a lot, I don't haul a lot. It's just me right now, because I'm getting ready, like I said, I'm getting ready to finish up college, so I wouldn't really need a use for an F-150. It'd be great to have an F-150, then I wouldn't need to go out and buy a bigger truck to haul something. But if that happens, then I can just go, just ask my dad real quick, hey, can I borrow your truck to tow whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna stop ranting and all that other stuff, but that's some stuff in the future. If you guys want to know anything else that I've done on my old girl here, she's gonna be turning 20, so that's another review that's gonna be coming up. She'll be coming up, I think it's coming out in March, is when I had to set the video to come out. It'll be the 20-year review, or the 20 years of having this vehicle and what it's been through, a complete breakdown, what I've done to it, you know, all the history. But yeah, like I said, I'm gonna keep plugging away on, you know, these videos. There may be a dip, or there's maybe sometimes where I don't have a video out. It's just because I'm working on stuff for college, because like I said, I'm in my last semester. I'm a senior, so I'm working on senior projects, and it just maybe that's because that's just taking a lot of my time right now, just because of my major. I'm an animation student, so I really have to stop ranting now. But I guess, just like I said, I'm gonna keep plugging away, keep doing these videos. Hopefully you guys like them, and we can reach that 1,000 subscriber mark pretty quick. Because I've seen one of my videos, it just passed over 9,000, which for me, I never expected to happen. I expect some videos, you know, it may get 2, 3, maybe 4,000 views, but seeing the video constantly keep getting views on it, it's just, I guess I did something right on that video. But otherwise, I'm gonna finish this up here, and I'm gonna go eat lunch. So I will catch you guys next time in the next video.